The slow starts by the Bulldogs seemingly all season has bitten them again here at Auburn so far. Roseney-Jacksaint in motion and hitting the backfield, and a loss of 2 or 3 is Dejon Edwards, and it's Nehemiah Pritchett.
It's obvious that you want to stop the opponent's running game, but it's even more important against Georgia because off of that rushing attack, what they do so well is their play-action pass game. If you can control the running game, and they've done it so far in this game, it forces Georgia into a drop-back passing game.
That was DJ James, I beg your pardon, on the tackle, and the loss, forcing a 3rd down and 7.
Now let's see if Auburn can put some pressure on the quarterback, or do they need help by blitzing?
Let's see if Carson Beck's going to stay under center. No, he just came up to talk to his offensive line.
Does he come?
3rd and 7, got hit as he threw, but caught. Ra Thomas, who had a big game against Auburn last year in a different uniform, a juggling catch to keep the drive alive.
Sorry, Nessa. Eugene Asante, number 9, hits it full speed, but Carson Beck makes a wonderful play. He could feel that linebacker coming right at him, and he delivers an on-target throw for the 1st down.
And Ra just stayed with it, juggled it to himself, and has it 1st and goal.
Huge play. That should take the pressure off Carson Beck.
He'll feel it tomorrow, but not right now. From the 5. Dejon Edwards driving down around the 2 before he's pushed back. Cam Riley in on the stop. 4th time under Kirby Smart ever, trailing by 10 or more after the 1st quarter, and the other ones didn't go so well. As Kirby said a couple of weeks ago to Jenny, moment by moment. Can't get it all back in one play. They can get part of it back here from the 2-yard line. Edwards, and he's in. Touchdown, Georgia.
That's what Edwards does so well. Runs through tackles. I thought Larry Nixon, number 30, had him for no gain. Watch him run right through the tackle.
Kirby says he's slithery. That was a good slither.
Yep, exactly what he did.
So Georgia goes 56 yards in 11 plays. A little over 5 minutes to close the gap to 3. Pending Peyton Wooding's extra point. Woodring, the freshman. And up and good. So 11:49.
Sooner or later, they're going to come to 3rd down, and you got to stand in there and make the play. And Carson Beck does. Great grab by Thomas, and then they go to their playmaker. Edwards takes it, runs through a tackle, and his nest sack. That's always accounted for. So the quarterback saved him, and believe me, his teammates will notice that going forward.
Yep.
Might not know it right now, but when they watch the tapes, they will look and say, that's our guy.
Absolutely. Let's send it back to Adam Zucker, our New York studio, for a Jeep update. Zuck?
Yeah, Ness, here's a weird one.
Have ever played when they're both ranked at the same time? There's Peyton Thorne on a keeper, and that's going back to the line of scrimmage, and that's just about it as Malachi Starks let him have it.
There's no safety in the country that's playing better than Malachi Starks. He's gotten comfortable back there. He reads pass and run fast, and he's a sure tackler.
No gain on that one. 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield for the time being. And now they'll switch things up, bring the tight end Luke Deal in close, Coy Moore into the slot, and here comes Battie into the backfield. So a lot of shifting for Auburn, and they're going to throw it out to Battie out in the flat. Nice play. Got about 6 or 7. Julian Humphrey knocked him out of bounds. That brings up 3rd down. 3rd down, but a manageable 3rd down, thanks to staying ahead of the sticks a little bit. 3rd down and 3 with Jarquez Hunter back in the Auburn backfield.
This is where your offense, first downs, helps your defense staying on the field.
Fairweather, the tight end, in motion. Hunter.
He got it. Well,
gonna be
no,
close.
he's short. So 3 and outs with a defense that's just given up a big drive is tough. This is a big run right here, and just short of the line.
About 2 feet short.
And this is where, as we saw a week ago in our Iowa-Penn State game, it starts to mount up if you're not careful with these 3 and outs as an offense.
So they bring out the punting unit. It's Oscar Chapman, preseason All-SEC punter. Kai Muse is going to call for a fair catch immediately and field it around the 20-yard line.
Georgia went punch safe there. They were playing for the fake. They just wanted the ball.
And they've got it. G Home Internet. Talk about stars. And Dylan Bell.
Well, you know, we've all been on diets, right, Ness? I mean, Takia Spikes.
Oh, it's Takia Spikes.
Yeah,
See, I didn't see that.
Look at Charles. He's going to, I don't get to eat popcorn anymore.
I don't get it.
He slimmed down, though.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
See you ever.
I saw him in the lobby, and I had to take a double take.
Yeah. I gave him the old bro hug, and my arms went all the way around. 2nd down and 4. Dejon Edwards sidesteps, 1st down, quite a bit more.
I asked Kirby, what makes Dejon so good? He said vision.
Yeah.
I think it's more than that. You know, he's a 4'6" guy. I think he just understands football. He can feel the flow, understands the angles of how they're going to try to tackle him. He just gets the game.
And he gets almost 5 more right there. It's always good to have your offensive line and your tight end helping you along the way.
Well, he's not Darnell Washington, but he's a willing blocker. And the NFL will notice that. A guy who can stretch the field as a tight end and willing to block when he has to.
Just a matter of time before they go back to number 19 in some form or fashion.
So now he shifts out.
He breaks that core that Gary talked about, so he's a wideout according to Auburn's defense right now. Over the middle. 1st down, Dominique Lovett. Lovett came into this one with 17 catches, his 18th on the year right there.
This is a quarterback decision right here. He can go to Dillon at the top or throw the slant at the bottom. His choice when he comes out, Carson Beck.
Bell now on the ground for about 4 as Georgia's back in Auburn territory with just under 8 minutes remaining in the half.
Dylan Bell is one of the Debo Samuel position here right now for this Georgia offense.
There's the quarterback comparison. And of course all the rushing yards on Peyton Thorne's side, courtesy of a 61-yarder in the 1st quarter. He's staying in the shade for now while his defense is on the field. 2nd down and 8. That's Bowers in motion. Sets up to the bottom of your screen. Back, throwing. What a catch. Throw and catch, Rosamie Jack-Saint. That had to be right on the money. And it was.
When you've got a great player and you know the other defense is looking for him, you use him this time. Look at the defense. 2 guys on Bowers. There's the open throw behind him. 2nd time in this game that's happened.
26-yard pickup.
Remember the Oscar Delp pass that they missed early? Same thing. 2 Auburn players goes for 19. You throw it right behind him.
Good job by Rosamie Jack-Saint, just getting those hands out there in time against Zion Puckett. One of his best receptions of the year so far for the 1st down that he signals. Now it's 2nd down after no gain on the running play. Cash Jones checks in to the Georgia backfield. Second down and 10 from the 19. They fake the pitch to Jones. Beck to the end zone.
Whoa.
Broken up. Bowers, the intended receiver, had his hands on it. Zion Puckett popped it out of there.
Yeah, and that's more than a 50-50 ball when you're going to Bowers back there. So Puckett did a great job. That's a tough matchup. 6'4", big body, well thrown, and Puckett fights it just enough. Great job.
3rd down and 10. Back to the end zone. Broken up again. Again, it was Bowers. And this time, Jalen Simpson's in the mix. And there's his dance that Jenny was talking about. 4th down.
Well, this was a perfectly thrown ball, but for the second second straight play, let me try to say it correctly this time, a wonderful defensive play saves the deal.
So Peyton Woodring coming out to try to tie the game up.
I thought Muse was going to catch that for a bounce touchdown.
Oh, it was close.
Yes.
This will be a 37-yard attempt for the freshman to try to tie the game. Kick on the way, and he's got it. Peyton Woodring, 37-yard field goal, and with just under 6 minutes remaining in the half, we got a tie game.
Watch the ricochet almost. Makai Muse almost ends up with it on the left side. Oh, it bounced real quick. Had no chance. I didn't see the bounce.
61-yard drive for Jordan. And this one will be run back by Battie. And he's got a crease. And he's down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds at about the 44. Or he might have been gone. Nice return.
So Makai Muse had the big return that set up Georgia. This time, Petit is going to set up this Auburn offense in position to call anything they want to here and get this offense restarted.
Bryant came in averaging 25 yards a return. He got 39 on that one. And he'll stay in at the tailback spot. Peyton Thorne has yet to throw it to Fairweather, who's a tight end that can give you some headaches as far as matchups. That's him in motion right now. And the quarterback keep goes to the line of scrimmage and nowhere else.
Walthour that time, number 90, the defensive end, defensive tackle type player. A great job sorting out who had the ball. He looks at the ride to the running back. Watch him right here. Just play out his assignment. What do I got? What do I got? Who's got it? It's the quarterback.
Great eyes defensively by Walthour. One of those veterans that plays a little bit more every year behind some of those guys that went to the NFL. And now it's his time to shine. They'll give Peyton Thorne a yard, 2nd and 9. And he had to sidestep the rush that time. And now he went over the line of scrimmage and then back behind it to make that throw. To Camden Brown.
I didn't think you could do that. We have to ask Gene about that. I didn't think. Let's see if he did cross the line of scrimmage.
He's over it right there by almost a yard.
You could not. I don't know if that's reviewable. I did not think you could do that.
Gene, what's the call on that?
That's an illegal forward pass, guys. A full body, both feet and ball beyond the line. Illegal forward pass.
Well, and everybody missed it then except us. Thanks, Gene.
Is that reviewable, Gene?
Yeah, I believe it is, Gary. If they would call timeout and look at that, the position of the quarterback would be reviewable, yes.
So as Ness called it, he went over the line, then he came back and threw the ball. So that's a miss on the replay official.
It's a miss on somebody. Anyway, it's 2nd down and 10, and they went in a hurry, and there wasn't a lot of time in between plays, so no review.
But he's allowed to stop it, right, if it's close? I mean,
Battie got the edge.
what a play by Battie here. First of all, the blocking's good enough to get the edge, but watch him freeze Javon Bullard on this play. When he gets the edge number 1, good job. Stutz gets a great block. Now he freezes Bullard and gets the extra yard.
Pretty juke out there and part of a 17-yard run. So this has been the Brian Battie drive so far for Auburn.
Transfer from South Florida. He is doing the job.
Here he is again and still trying to spin away. I got a yard and a half. Auburn, remember, used 2 timeouts in about the first 10 minutes of the game, so they have only 1 timeout remaining.
I think they were both smartly used.
Yeah.
And by the way, on the last 3rd and 10, they were lucky with the substitution. They had 12 men on the field almost again. Would have been a disaster.
Jarquez Hunter back with Peyton Thorne. Will get the carry. Looking for a block. Got it. Hunter. First down, Auburn.
Well, we've seen Jarquez Hunter for a couple of years now. This guy is an SEC back. One thing we don't talk about with running backs, how tall they are. It doesn't matter. If you can stop and cut and deliver blows like that, you could play in the SEC. Wholesale changes now for this offensive formation for Auburn.
Georgia changing up some personnel as well.
Yeah, Robbie
Ashford.
That's wholesale, right?
Yep, that's about as wholesale as you can get. He adds the dimension of great wheels and tremendous speed. And talking with Kirby Smart, he let us know, I'm very nervous when number 9 comes in because of how he played against Georgia last year. And here he goes. Ashford to the edge, picks up about 6.
Nice job by one of the 4 tight ends that play in this game for Auburn. Brandon Frazier, number 87, comes across the formation and handles the edge man this time against Dumas Johnson to get the edge. Successful first down play.
Got it to the 16. 2nd down and 5.
Remember the last time Auburn was in the red zone, they stalled. Might be the reason they've gone to Robbie Ashford here.
Now they got a full house backfield. Ashford high snap. Gets it to Hunter. And Jarquez still driving backwards. He's only about a yard shy of the first down.
Right now, Hugh Freeze is going to decide whether he has 4 downs or 3 downs. 3rd down call. I think he has to make up his mind right now if I'm going to go for it on 4th down.
Peyton Thorne comes back in on 3rd down and 1. Remember, he's not maybe as dynamic a rusher as Ashford, but he's very capable. We saw that early in the first quarter. Out of the pistol set. Extra Blacker and tight end in there, and Hunter.
No,
I don't think so.
Nothing.
And there's a big pile up, but it's going to be a yard shy.
I agreed with the first drive going field goal. I think they got to go for it here on this one. You want to knock off the number 1 team? It's a ball game stuffed by this Georgia defensive line, but I agree with this call. Not sure I love shotgun back-to-back plays, but
high snap. Hunter didn't get it.
Yep. Back-to-back plays, 3rd and 1 shotgun, and it was stuffed.
Jamon Dumas Johnson in there along with Zion Logue. Georgia will take over on downs.
And I think the snap had something to do with it. It forced Jarquez to go wider than he wanted to. They wanted to run the ball over the center. He had to go a hole wider, and nothing.
Dumas
just Chaz Chambliss. Watch him set up the play and get inside Luke Deal's block and really discompose it. High snap. Chaz Chambliss comes in, forces it to go wider than Auburn wanted to, and killed by Jamon Dumas Johnson.
So Georgia with the biggest defensive play of the day so far. And they take over at the 13-yard line. We're going to keep it on the ground. Dejon Edwards for a yard or so. As Jalen McLeod made the stop, Georgia has 3 timeouts remaining.
And get the ball to start the second half. They need 1 play to get some room before I think Kirby will allow his quarterback to make some plays downfield.
Second down and 8. Ra Thomas to the bottom of your screen. Back to throw, maybe. Got rid of it, incomplete, intended for Bowers.
That's what you're talking about right there. 1 mistake down here can be a point changer mistake. I think he got his arm hit as he let this ball go.
I think so. Right?
Yes, right as he let it go.
Was Jalen McLeod and at least altered that throwing motion of Carson Beck. And that's 3rd and 8. Georgia breaks the huddle quickly. And now they go back to the ground.
Auburn has a timeout. They have one left. They might as well use it, and they do.
They force Georgia to punt. So even though Georgia came up with a nice defensive stop, they're still going to have.
Unless you, excuse me, go for it. Anything else?
Just going to say Georgia's got a punt.
You might say, do they go for the block? I wouldn't. A good returner, 10, 12 yards, gets you in field goal range.
And it's Coy Moore waiting for it.
Great punt. Jeez.
Way back at the 28-yard line. So Thorson blasts one out of there. With 25 seconds remaining, but Auburn out of timeouts after a 52-yard punt. And there's a look at Jordan Hare's field side and Harry Dog from our AT&T 5G. Fakes the run, fakes the pass, I should say, and runs it and goes out of bounds. Very short gain, if any.
Do you think Georgia was at all confused that he didn't throw the ball on that play right there? I don't think they thought he was going to throw the ball.
I don't think so.
They saw something number 9 and they go, look out for the quarterback draw. I think that's what they were saying.
He's a 41% completion percentage guy. He's only thrown 17 passes this year so far.
If I'm Auburn, I want to get out of here halftime 10-10.
And that's what they'll look to do.
Timeout. Georgia's going to start using their timeouts now.
That tee dropped for a loss by Smile Munden.
Nice spill that time again by Chaz Chambliss.
And Georgia will call a timeout.
Yep.
As Kamari Lassiter made that hit. So all of Auburn's plays for the most part went in the opposite direction. 10 seconds left. Well, Invesco brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Cedric Van Pran for Georgia and Elijah McAllister for Auburn. Invesco proud to support student athletes on and off the field with a donation of $1,000 to both Georgia and Auburn's general scholarship funds. Elijah McAllister, I mentioned earlier, after leaving and coming from Vanderbilt to Auburn.
So if you're Auburn right now, you're working on the whole production of this snap. You got to do it all. The snap's got to be good. You got to catch it and kick it quickly.
Oscar Chapman came in averaging about 40 yards a punt.
So Georgia has put no one back. They're going all out. All 11 players up there for the block.
Auburn getting their protection set with Luke Deal, the tight end, right in the middle of that threesome. And no problem.
Wow, what a kick. One step, caught it and punted it down.
Nice if it didn't get to the end zone just so he could get the longest punt of his life, maybe. Got it at the 1-yard line.